Good morning, I'm Keith B, and I make these videos in a room that looks like the guy from Saw put me here. That's actually not a joke. Today, we're going to talk about Devil Jin, and I think the elephant in the room with Devil Jin is that how is he different from Jin? Why are there two Jins in the game is something that confuses potential Jin enthusiasts when they are new to the series. So let me just talk about that for a minute and a half. Devil Jin is a character who is based on early Tekken Jin. Tekken 3 and Tekken Tag 1 Jin was basically added to the series as a replacement for this guy on the right here, Kazuya, because Kazuya was not in Tekken 3. Tekken 3 did the whole late 90s, the next generation thing where they're like, let's get rid of most of the characters and have new characters that fight like the old characters. Street Fighter 3 did the same thing, Tekken 3 did it. Only in the case of Tekken 3, it was super popular and kind of more popular than the older games. Jin was added, and he was supposed to be like Kazuya. So he had the electric, he had the hell sweep, he had all the stuff that Kazuya was known for, along with some new moves. Now, in Tekken 4, they completely threw out that Jin. They brought back Kazuya, and they added a different style of Jin that was showcasing their new mocap system that they had, their new animation system. So this new Jin, completely different character, did a style of karate with all this motion capture stuff. And so that Jin, the Tekken 4 Jin, is the Jin we now know as Jin Kazama. And the thing with Tekken 4 is it wasn't very popular. And Jin previously had a lot of fans, right? Because Jin's the main character. And so when Tekken 5 rolled around, they added back Devil Jin, who's based on the Tekken Tag 1, Tekken 2, or Tekken 3 version of Jin, as kind of a, just to appease Tekken fans, and he's just been here ever since. Devil Jin here has a lot more to do with his father, Kazuya, than regular Jin does. And I'm going to do Jin next week, just to have him back to back, so that we can clear the room of all this weird Jin confusion that we have. So, Devil Jin, much like Kazuya, has the Electric Wind God Fist. It is when done as quickly as possible, it is a 14-frame high plus on block launcher, plus 5 with pushback, same as Kazuya's. If you're really good at doing these, you can get some wild combos. So, Devil Jin, much like Kazuya, can get some pretty great wall carries, some pretty great damage with his electric combos. Devil Jin also has a wave dash, which is the Mishima style crouch dash, forward, down, down, forward. Well, forward, down, neutral. Forward. Where's the neutral? It's forward, neutral, down, down, forward, I think. Yeah, that's the input. I can do this. So you do that, and then you hit forward, and you get a forward dash. And if you do it in rapid succession, you get what's known as the wave dash, which is something that is used at high-level Tekken, probably older Tekken games more so than Tekken 8, but you're still going to see some wave dashing in the mid-range and neutral, just to change up the timing, because out of the wave dash, Devil Jin has access to electric. Devil Jin has access to his hell sweep. Devil Jin has access to all the moves that, what's the way to do this? There we go. All the moves that he likes to do. I'm not a Devil Jin player, so I have to slow down and remember, how do I do this out of wave dash sometimes? I just come into training mode and do wave dash electric on occasion to make myself feel like I have good execution. That's how I make myself feel better when I can't win a Tekken. So, Devil Jin, he uses the wave dash. He has the hell sweep. He has various mid options out of that wave dash as well. And you're going to see this in the mid-range with characters. We call these characters Mishimas because of the Mishima Crouchdash and the electric. And then, he may not be Jin Mishima, but he's using the Mishima fighting style. So, you're going to see a lot of this kind of stuff in higher, mid to high level Tekken. Better mid-level players will do wave dash, guard, wave dash, sweep to close the gap. Because it's pretty good if you have the execution to do this, because I can block whenever I want out of this. You may have noticed already the key difference with Devil Jin here that differentiates him from Big Daddy Kazuya. His hell sweep causes a tornado, which means he can combo after it. He can actually get a pretty decent combo. On Tekken 8 launch, this was like a super destructive combo, but they nerfed it. It was too strong apparently, so they nerfed it. I don't really know. I think Devil Jin is still pretty good, but I'm not really like the person to come to for balance information. I'm just not as interested in that. So Devil Jin can get a combo off of his Hell Sweep, and he can carry you towards the wall with said Hell Sweep. This is very crucial because this means Devil Jin, off of an unseeable low, can get wall carry, right? I don't know the combo, but trust me, he gets wall carry here. He's not... This is a... He's taking you towards the wall. There's some wall carry for you. So, because of that, Devil Jin is a very, like... He's very good on wall stages, and he's based on, like, stage positioning. You want to use this Hell Sweep when you can get them to the wall. And when you do get them to the wall, Devil Jin's wall game is very good. We'll talk about why a little bit later on. So Devil Jin more so than Kazuya, because like he can go for like just this here, like if he wants to just have pressure, and it's +4, does a lot of damage, and this is good. It's really good at the wall too, but he doesn't have like the Kazuya Vortex Oki so much anymore. So like he can't just like do this and like he can loop it. But it's +4, leaves him standing, it's good. But what Devil Jin really wants to do is launch you with this thing, right? Until he has the wall positioning. So he's playing more for wall positioning, and he's using his Hell Sweep options to maximize his situation after the Hell Sweep based on where you are in relation to the wall. So that's kind of Devil Jin's like playstyle a little bit, I guess. I don't know if this counts as a playstyle, but as a Devil Jin player, you should be thinking about wall positioning. Now, you might think, wait a minute, this seems pretty nutty. If he's just Kazuya, but his Hell Sweep is a launcher, doesn't that just make him like a boss character? Not quite. Devil Jin is always like, like if you can go back to like when he was in the game in Tekken 5, Devil Jin was always pretty beastly. But he's like, he's got some, I don't know what I'm saying. He's got some drawbacks. Number one, his mids, like Kazuya has 443 as a launcher. Devil Jin has up 4 as a heat engager, but when he's not heat engaging you, it doesn't do him much. So he gets one use of up 4 as a launcher, right? That's it. And then other stuff he can do in terms of mids is like, well, he's got back 4, which is a really nice safe counter hit launcher, but on normal hit doesn't do a whole lot. He does have a 13 frame down forward 1, which is something Kazuya doesn't have, which means Devil Jin can play more of a conventional poking game a lot more. He can get some frames with his down forward 1 and then cash him out with his back 4 for some counter hit action. Devil Jin lacks a fast mid launcher. He lacks even a slow mid launcher. Up forward 3 is pretty slow. Looks like a Mishima launcher, but it's actually just a counter hit launcher. So, and at 28 frames, it's pretty slow. It is plus on block, which is nice. So, Devil Jin, his power mid game is a little bit lacking. So he has to play around that, and he has the threat of this nuclear bomb Hell Sweep. And he's got to get a little creative. The way that good Devil Jin players usually get a little creative is they will use their while standing 2 out of wave dash, which is a little hard to do. So at lower ranks, Devil Jin players probably don't have this in their arsenal. You can see I mess it up on the regular here, but it's pretty good if you can execute it, because it also covers Devil Jin's weak side, which is sidestepping left. So this electric, you sidestep it left. This Hell Sweep, sidestep it left. I can just, yeah, it's hard. So I talked about this in the Kazuya video, but I'll review it slightly here. So when we're stepping left against the Mishima wave dash approach, you have to step left on the wave dash before the dash when they do the low or whatever they're going to do. If you step left earlier than that, they're going to realign and they're going to hit you. So it's boom, boom, boom. Wait, I'm stepping the wrong way. See, we want to go left on the one that's like before the one where they do it, right? That's the idea. And I would recommend like probably committing to a sidewalk unless you're like really worried about like trying to step guard some stuff. Like you can do a step guard as well. But at low ranks, I would commit to a sidewalk. Now, if you do that and they do a bunch more wave dashes, they're gonna adjust and realign. So you have to kind of be making a read on what their timing is, and you walk on or step on the one before the one. Otherwise, you're gonna get tagged. If they are just wave dashing in your face, you can hit them with a mid. Just hit them with a mid. You know, you don't have to just stand here and let them wave dash at you. Especially if you have a nice safe mid, you can stick out. There's not really that much risk in doing so. I mean, yeah, you could get counter hit, but like, so could they. So that's just kind of how to deal with Mishima wave dash. If you want a more detailed explanation of that, go check out my Kazuya video because I spend more time talking on it about it there. All right. The other thing we have to deal with is Devil Jin has a stance in this game. He gets it most infamously off of his up forward 1. This up forward 1 is a nutty move. It is basically a range, like, range, we're talking about range, it says distance from opponent down here. This is like backdash distance. So like up here is to actually like range 0. It says it's range 1 here. Then you have 1 backdash, this is like range 1. It's not perfect because characters have like different backdash ranges. So this is like range like 3.5. This is kind of like, you kind of have to add a 0.5 range to everything on this. But I'm at like range 2.5 here. And 2.5 backdashes away. Up forward 1 still works. If I take, let's see, 1, 2, 3 backdashes, it still works on Devil Jin. 4 backdashes, it finally whiffs. So this is like a range 3, range 2.5 whiff punisher. So that's crazy because like electric is not gonna, you have to dash electric to do that at that range. But here he can just up forward 1 and it's a fast high that puts him into his stance on hit. This is plus 16. But what's I think is a little nutty about this is on block here. If we just have him block, he's plus 11. So that's sure is something. So at plus 11, he can go for a plus on block mid, or he can go for a homing mid that's minus 14. So what you basically are guessing here on the if he does this, you're kind of in a situation where you can either sidestep this overhead, right? Or you can block the 2-2 and punish the minus 14. That's how you deal with this minus 11. They did nerf it a little bit to make it easier to sidestep. When the game first came out, it was like a really precise step you had to do. Now the step isn't that bad, thankfully. So I'll show you here. We just do that and then have him play it. We can just step that. I'm stepping left here. You can also step right. It's very linear. So that's nice. They made it so that even though there's a lot of blocks done, well, why didn't he? Don't try to auto guard it. Auto guard will not save you. I got to make a whole video just on that. But yeah, we can just sidestep this, and you can sidestep it either way, which is very lenient here. And so that makes it so that the up forward 1 spam isn't really like, it's just kind of a gimmick. But if you get hit by this, you're minus 16. You got to hold this and just block, unfortunately. Unless you've got some sort of defensive option, you know, that you can throw out. But that's kind of his stance. His other stance that he's had forever is his fly stance, which is kind of not very good. Normally he's getting into it after his up 4. And he's, you know, doing some gimmicks. He might go into fly, like, back here, you know, just to, like, yeah, he'll, like, just go into fly to, like, do some shenanigans. Like, usually it's, like, either just, like, some green rank wackiness, or, like, he might try to, like, timer scam with this stuff. The thing about this kind of thing, you just sidewalk and then you run up and launch him. That's how you deal with it. If he's gonna do up 4, it only goes into stance on hit now, so it's minus 25 on block, and then on hit he's just gonna use this stance as like a combo extender thing. But yeah, all these fly options, you pretty much can just sidewalk. So that stance is kind of not as good as his new Morning Crow stance, where you kind of do have to deal with it. Some other just like general unsafe things. He has the Mishima 112 minus 17. He's got, I talked about the up 4 minus 25. He has the Morning Crow 2-2 minus 14. His Hell Sweep is, of course, launch punishable. Oh, this move. Minus 18 backsway. This weird dive kicky thing. He's always had a backsway here. They just made it look stylish now, but it's minus 18. So don't get it confused with Jin's dive kick, which is actually plus on block. The other like really key move to punish here is going to be his wall standing 2. Because remember, he's going to use this out of crouch dash a lot. At least good Devil Jin players will, and it is minus 12. All in all, I think Devil Jin is a pretty interesting, cool character. You're generally going to be stepping left against both the electric from mid-range and his pokes up close. But he has like moves like his wall standing 2 and his laser scraper to stop that. Laser scraper has really good tracking on that first hit. The third hit of Laser Scraper is linear, and unlike older games, you can step this either way you want. So if I were to have him do this Laser Scraper, we can sidestep to the left, we can sidestep to the right. You have all day to make this sidestep read, so definitely go ahead and sidestep and launch. The last thing I will mention about Devil Jin is, unlike Kazuya, he does have access to a 15-frame launcher without having to do an electric, which makes him, I guess, a little more user-friendly. I'm not sure that I'd call Devil Jin an easy character, but I do think it's nice to just be able to, like, kill someone for doing a rage art. The thing about his can is minus 15 on block, so you can't just throw this out. Again, Devil Jin, he does not have a safe mid launcher. If you're gonna just mix people with can, you're probably gonna die pretty quick once you get to the ranks, you know, the red ranks or wherever people start punishing launch punishable moves. So that's pretty much it for good old Diablo Jim here. And if you have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. If you like this video, please subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.